And now, a thought from Mann. It's so good that Samurai Jack is back and it's finally getting its proper ending, because 13 years, that was rough. That was honestly rough. It's like 13 years and you still haven't finished this. You just stopped. You just abruptly stopped. Didn't give us that proper ending. Didn't let us know if Samurai Jack beat Aku and went back to the past. It's like, damn, man. Guess it's like, gotta get back to the past, but not too quickly. You know, let's haggle a bit. Like, damn. But we finally got that 5th season and we're finally getting the proper ending. And boy almighty, has it started off with a bang.
Well then, let's dance.
So the story doesn't really take place exactly where the original series left off. This time we're 50 years into Jack being in the future, and he's basically on the don't give a fuck side. He's basically using any weapon he can, whether it be a gun, a spiked up motorcycle, a spear, daggers, whatever it is, he will use it. Because at this point, he has no choice. He lost his sword, which hasn't been fully explained what happened with that. And now all he can do is just use whatever weapons he can. He even goes to the point of just taking weapons from the enemies he's struck down and including those in his arsenal. He's still well renowned in his world by a lot of people. He goes around saving innocent lives as he does. But this time there's sort of a twist. He's taken so long that he feels regret that his family and friends from the past are wondering, where are you? Why haven't you come back to save us? He has so much regret within himself because he's taken so long. It's been 50 years and he still hasn't really come close to stopping Aku. Hell, he lost his own sword. And now he's basically at the point that he constantly sees hallucinations of his fallen friends and family. It's even gotten to a point that he's even getting distracted during fights. And honestly, this just adds way more complexity to him to know that he is not well balanced. He just basically lost all the balance that he had to be able to stop Aku. He's not up to par. He's not going to be able to fight at his fullest, knowing that all this torment is going on within him.
Father?
What?
I...
We've been waiting for you so long.
The enemies that Jack now has to fight are a lot different from before. Some of them were obviously very intimidating and big challenges for him, and some could be kind of silly and weird. But this time around, he's facing some really intimidating foes. For instance, now he has to go up against the 7 daughters of Aku. And I know you might be thinking, wait a minute, how the fuck did this man father some children? Who wanted to get with that? Just who? That is the ultimate question to ask. Who wanted to get with that, of all things? But it's surprising he has 7 daughters now, and they're all brutally trained at a young age to be merciless killers. Nothing's supposed to get in their way, nothing is supposed to stop them, and they are just ruthless. And it's completely understandable why they are the way they are, because the training they had to go through is just harsh. It's just absolutely unforgiving. So you just understand why they are the way they are. Other enemies that Jack has to face are very creative, like this one called Scaramouche, who basically fights people using a magic flute that allows them to control rocks. And Jack fights him and basically destroys the flute so he can't use that power. But this man had a very strange trick up his sleeve, where literally he can control his sword using the power of scat. This man literally fights you with scat. He just scats and the sword starts picking itself up and flying and attacking. It's like, really? I mean, I've never seen that before. Someone to be able to just fight you using scat, of all things, scat. It was so crazy, it's so weird, but honestly, that just makes the character more memorable. Sadly, he gets axed off pretty fast, so you're not gonna see him again. He was a robot. So, yeah, but it would have been cool had he stuck around. Like, that was kind of funny, especially with his voice. I've heard it before in other media because it's Tom Kenny doing it. But, I don't know, that voice always was funny to me. So, I like what they're doing with these villains, making them creative and having to do all these unique things. I like that.
Hey, you might have destroyed my magic flute, but you can't destroy the musical magic that is me, babe.
The animation style, I'm surprised they managed to keep it the same way as it was beforehand. Honestly, it's just this way it looked before, and I'm surprised. I'm like, wow, they managed to keep the same style. And it just begs the question, how the fuck did Powerpuff Girls not be able to do that? I mean, sure, they didn't exactly have the original creator on it, but seriously, how the fuck could you not recreate the style? I mean, Samurai Jack did it so easily. Like, this looked exactly like where the show was. Like, for real, how? But I digress. It's still that great animation that Samurai Jack was known for that could just build perfect atmosphere and just get you into this crazy world. I just really appreciate that they were able to bring that style back, honestly. And I'm really looking forward to see how well they can enthrall me using this animation. Like, what type of atmospheres they're gonna build off from this season. I really am looking forward to that. The voices this time around are still the same. It's still Phil Lamar doing Samurai Jack. For Aku, they had to get the same guy they got to replace Mako in Legend of Korra and Avatar, and that's Greg Baldwin. And he does a good job impersonating Mako very well, so I'm not upset about that. It just makes perfect sense. Like, you gotta have Aku in this, because Jack didn't defeat him. So I'm not upset that they got the same guy they had to replace him for Avatar or Legend of Korra. So that's good on their part.
Dig that beautiful sound, baby!
This was such a great start to the season, and I'm really looking forward to see how they go about it using such a darker tone this time around. I'm really looking forward to this whole season. I'm waiting to find out more about the 7 daughters, what happened to Jack's sword and everything, how he's on this new warpath. I'm really looking forward to what they do with this season, and I'm hoping it sticks around for a while, since they say it's more of a limited series. So that's kind of my fear, is that people won't watch it and it ends up dying off pretty fast. I'm hoping that doesn't happen, and I hope a lot of people watch this series, because it's an amazing series. It's one of Cartoon Network's best. They're pretty much their very best. So to just straight up not watch it, it's like, that's just a sin against animation. Like, what the hell? So really, I'm looking forward to this, and I'm really glad that Jack is back. But that's just a thought.
We're gonna tell nobody so you can rock this party.